Hey students, we're going to move pretty fast. We're going to talk about section 8.2, which is about areas of irregular regions. Ooh, okay, I'm pretty excited about my new toy. It's a drawing pad that makes me make good videos. So I might try and get a better microphone at some point. But areas of irregular regions, we are really going to today focus on this main sticking point that gets most students. So that sticking point is finding the area of a square unit. So first we'll talk about our lake problem. So let's draw a lake. We've got a lake. And inside the lake we could have like a Nessie little sea monster. This is water. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you could go water skiing on this lake, or you could do something with it. I just made the pen really big. Make it smaller. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to approximate the area. I'm just drawing a big box. I'm going to be as precise as I can. Okay, so I've drawn a box closest lake just so happens to be next to the edges. We're going to call this 4 miles by 2 miles. So our basic first approximation the first approximation is in square units of miles. So we have 4 by 2. And we're going to say this is 8 square miles. Okay, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to try and make a second approximation. Let's use a different color. Say we're going to call this our second approximation. To do this, I'm going to use the tools that I learned. Instead of just saying, well, this lake is 4 miles by 2 miles, I'm going to cut this into chunks. That line did not get straight. But you'll understand. Oh, that was not a good one either. So I've got 1 mile square chunks. This should be a mile square. So what I mean by that is this little bit is 1 mile. This little bit is 1 mile. So 1 times 1 is 1 square mile. Okay. I'm going to erase that because I'm going to, well, I won't yet. So first off, what we need to remember is when we're approximating areas of irregular regions, we need to remember this little formula. 1/2 b plus I multiplied by u, which is the area of the square unit I'm using. So in this case, my area is 1 times 1, which is 1 square mile. We square the value and we square the unit. So that's why 1 squared is just 1, and we squared the unit, which is miles. Let's count the border squares. Well, in this case, they're all border squares because none of these contain no lake, and none of them contain all lake. Let's call, let's draw some land on here just to make things especially clear. Look how pretty that is. It's beautiful. Okay, so they're all border squares, so I have 8 border squares. I have 8 border squares. So I'm going to say 1/2 times 8 plus how many interior squares? How many are all lake? 0. So I don't really need to write that up as 0 as a placeholder. Times 1. This is 4 times 1. This is 4 square miles. Okay, let's do our third approximation. I'm going to do this one in pink. Do it down here. Okay, I'm going to cut each of these square miles in half. This way. And then in half this way. So now my question to you is we need to still use our formula 1/2 B plus I times U. What is our U value? What is this U value? Well, how long is this zone now? That is, if this is 1 mile, or if this whole section here, from here to here, from top to bottom, is 1 mile, or is 2 miles, this is 1 mile, this would be 1/2 mile. And this would be 1/2 mile. What is the area of this square unit? 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. Multiply through all the way across. Now we need to count up border squares, squares that don't count anything, that don't have any lake in them. We disregard squares that only have some lake and some land. We call border squares. So we're going to label those, and we're going to be fairly ruthless because some are going to be mostly lake and some are going to be mostly land, but we're going to hope that it kind of lands in the middle. Border, 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 border. That one doesn't count. Border, 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 border. We're going to say this is an interior square. Okay, so how many did I have? I'm going to do a little star so I can remember where I started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is not one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1/2 times 17 plus I. What is I? So here I've got I. These are squares that are nothing but lake. How many I squares do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 I squares. Okay, so we're going to zoom down. 1/2 times 17 is 8.5 plus 9, 17.5 divided by 4. This is going to be a little bit more than 4 square miles. It's going to be 4 and 1.5 over 4, which you can call 4 and 3/8. And that is in square miles. Hopefully this helps. Have a good one.